32 national teams, 1 trophy, and this is the entire history of the 2014 World Cup. From the group stage all the way to the final. With crazy underdogs, incredible matches, and shocking results, this World Cup marked history, considered one of the best ever held. In 12 brand new stadiums, some totally renovated and others built from scratch, the 32 national teams were divided into 8 groups. Brazil, the host country, in Group A, the current champion Spain in Group B with the Netherlands, Germany in the same group as Portugal, and even Italy in the same group as Uruguay and England. And from the 32, only 16 were gonna be in the knockout stage. So round 1 began, and the first match of Group A was Brazil against Croatia. But the first goal of the tournament happened in a way no one expected.
And support. Driven in low, Yelovich had a chance, it's an own goal! Marcelo has rolled the ball into his own net!
Own goal, what a bad way to start. But Brazil reacted and turned it around, scoring 3 goals. Brazil was the top favorite to win the World Cup. After all, they were playing at home with great players and managed by Scolari, the same coach who won the title in 2002. But the first shocking match happened in Group B, Spain against the Netherlands. Spain was the current world champion and 2-time European champion, with the same manager who led them to all those titles and players like Casillas, Iniesta, Xavi, Sergio Ramos, Busquets and many others. This would be a giant match, and early in the first half, Diego Costa suffered a penalty. So Xabi Alonso scored the opener. The current champions take the lead, and then they almost scored again until the 44th minute, when that happened.
Reaching the legal limits, that's a good ball as well.
A stunning goal by Van Persie to tie the match. It seemed like we were gonna have a very balanced second half, but in the last 45 minutes,
looking to reach and does. His second touch puts it in range. The cross is bundled in. Casillas has the highlight. Dispossessed. Van Persie. It's a fourth. Robin. Controls. Robin. Easy.
the Dutch humiliated Spain by 5-1. Until this match, the Dutch were not so much considered one of the favorites, but they showed they could go far. In fact, the main favorites to win the title were Brazil, Argentina with Messi, Di Maria, Higuain, and Germany, coached by Joachim Löw with Ozil, Miller, Philipp Lahm, Toni Kroos, and many others. But it wasn't just them who had a chance of lifting a trophy. There was also Belgium with Hazard, Lukaku, and De Bruyne, Italy with Buffon, Balotelli, Pirlo, France with Benzema, and England. It was gonna be a huge World Cup. And in the first round of the group stage, there were other surprises. The most shocking of all happened in the so-called Group of Death. In Group D, there were Italy, England, Uruguay, and Costa Rica. Costa Rica was already considered eliminated, but in the first round, they beat Uruguay 3-1. They scored 3 goals against Uruguay and shocked everyone. And in the same group, Italy defeated England. Marquisio scored the opener, then Sturridge equalized and Balotelli scored the second, 2-1. While in Group F, Argentina beat Bosnia, and in Germany's group, there was Portugal. So they faced each other in the first match, but it didn't go well for Ronaldo's team.
And Thomas Muller has given Germany. Corner towards Ramos! It's a chance for Muller. It's free. Goalkeeper stopped it, it's turned in, and Thomas Muller has a hat-trick.
4-0, what a humiliation. So the second round came, and there were even more surprises. Brazil drew with Mexico in a match where Ochoa saved every shot, and in Group B, Spain faced Chile. Spain lost the first game, so this match against Chile was decisive. If they lost again, they were out.
Sanchez. It's a lovely ball from Sanchez, and there's Vargas!
Chile scored. What couldn't happen, happened, but it got worse.
Alexis Sanchez beaten out as far as Aranguiz, who scores a second for Chile and leaves Spain on the very edge.
By 2-0, Spain lost again and was eliminated. Now the defending champion had no chance of going to the round of 16. But Spain wasn't the only big team to be eliminated early. In the Group of Death, England faced Uruguay. England had already lost the first match against Italy, and Uruguay lost the first match to Costa Rica. So whoever loses was eliminated, literally an early knockout stage. So the match began, and in the first half, Uruguay scored the opener. It seemed all over for England. But then England's number 10 showed up.
Is in there and found Glenn Johnson, steps into the penalty area dangerously, finds a cross, Rooney! A World Cup goal for Wayne Rooney!
Rooney equalized, and England had a squad that could really make a very good run. Besides Rooney, they also had Gerrard, Lampard, Joe Hart, Milner, Sturridge, and many others. But then, at the 85th minute,
it's come off Gerrard, and Suarez is in here. It's Luis Suarez. It's 2-1 Uruguay.
Uruguay won, and England lost the second match in a row. Now they would only have a slight chance if Italy defeated Costa Rica, but Costa Rica surprised again.
Diaz. Ruiz! Against the bar down and in! Costa Rica have their lead!
Costa Rica defeated Italy 1-0 and were heading to the knockout stage. Who would have imagined? The team considered the weakest won 2 consecutive games, and with that, England was eliminated. Another giant that fell early. Meanwhile, Argentina was drawing with Iran, but they had Messi.
Messi shot! There is nothing at all that any team in the world can do about that.
And there were even crazier games, especially in Germany's group. In the second round, Germany faced Ghana and drew. That's right. Then Portugal faced the United States, where they even started winning, but suffered a turnaround.
Jones! Oh, it's the equaliser! Susi! It's in! United States have turned the game on its head!
Portugal was also being eliminated, until they drew in the last minute, but still alive. Oh, and also France showed they could go far, cause they had already defeated Honduras 3-0 and now defeated Switzerland 5-2. 8 goals in 2 matches. So the second round ended, and from the 32 national teams, 6 were already eliminated. Cameroon, Australia, Honduras, Bosnia, Spain, and England. Now it was the moment of truth, the last round of the group stage. This would define the elimination of other 10 national teams. And in Group A, Brazil thrashed Cameroon that was already out, but Mexico would directly compete for a spot against Croatia. And it didn't work out for the Croats, cause Mexico played really well and won. Croatia eliminated. Now in the group of death, Costa Rica was already through, so the battle was between Italy and Uruguay. The winner of this match would be in the knockout stage, and when the game started, it had a very balanced first half. But in a second, Marquisio was sent off. Italy now had one last player, and when the game was still tied,
Cavani, there was an accidental clash between... Oh, maybe it wasn't accidental. Now what's he saying? Is he saying he's been bitten?
Suarez bites Chiellini. It's almost unbelievable, but he did bite him. Lucky for him, the referee didn't see it. The game continued 0-0, but not for long.
Your reputation just go before you, and right on cue, Godin makes it 1-0 to Uruguay.
With a header by Godin, Uruguay won and qualified for the round of 16. Italy was eliminated. Both national teams that played the UEFA Euro final 2 years before fell in the group stage. Now in Group G, Portugal would only qualify if they beat Ghana by a big margin. They needed to improve their goal difference and hope that the United States would lose to Germany. And indeed, Germany won, but against Ghana, Portugal only won by 2-1. So Germany topped the group, and by goal difference, the United States finished second. Portugal and Ghana eliminated. Meanwhile, Argentina beat Nigeria to finish the group with 3 wins. So the group stage ended, and from the 32 teams, 16 were out. Now it was time for the knockout stage. In the round of 16, the leader of one group faces the runner-up of another. 16 national teams for only 8 spots, and the first match was Brazil against Chile. The Brazilians thought it would be an easy win. So much so that early in the first half from a corner, David Luiz scores 1-0. Brazil started winning, but at the 32nd minute,
Short, and here now is Sanchez, who gets the equaliser.
Chile equalized. Brazil saw it wouldn't be easy at all, and in the second half, Hulk scored a goal that was disallowed by the referee. So no one scored again, and the match went to extra time. And in extra time, there was a moment that could have changed the entire history of their World Cup.
Sanchez, here's Panilla. Panilla looks to finish it. Oh, he's hit the crossbar.
The ball hit the crossbar, so the draw remained and it went to penalties. Everything was gonna be decided on penalties. The host country could be eliminated. But that is when the keeper Julio César became a hero.
Here's Panilla. Oh, it's saved by Julio César. Shuts up the noise. Oh, he's saved again. Through. Yara. Oh, he's hit the post. And Brazil have squeaked into the quarterfinals.
Chile was eliminated and Brazil was the first secure spot in the quarterfinals. But after this match, it didn't feel like Brazil was the team that could win a tournament. And that was just the first intense game of the round of 16. There were even crazier matches to come. And on the same day, another match took place. Colombia versus Uruguay. Colombia had never made it to the quarterfinals before, but now they had James Rodriguez.
By Alvaro Pereira, hit by James! Oh, what a goal! My word, this boy's a star!
With this amazing goal, Colombia took the lead, and in the second half, James received the ball inside the box and sent it into the net. 2-0. For the first time in history, Colombia was in the quarterfinals and the first match was set. Colombia against Brazil. So still in the round of 16, the Netherlands faced Mexico, and the Dutch were the favorites to qualify. But early in the second half,
only as far as Dos Santos, splint after him, Dos Santos with a shot! Dos Santos with the goal! Mexico take the lead!
Mexico takes the lead, and the Netherlands couldn't equalize. The keeper Ochoa was saving everything. Mexico was going through, but at the 88th minute, Schneider showed up.
In comes the latest corner. Ochoa got it wrong, but might get away with it. Schneider! 1-1!
Imagine the frustration from Mexico. We're minutes away from qualifying, but it got worse.
Oh, he's away here, Robin. Oh, he's done brilliantly. Goes down. Penalty! Huntelaar against Ochoa for a place in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Huntelaar scores!
2-1, and the Netherlands advanced to the quarterfinals. Mexico eliminated. And their next opponent was gonna be the winner of the match between Costa Rica and Greece, which was another crazy game. Costa Rica took the lead, but at 90+1, Greece equalized. 1-1, and there was another penalty shootout, but Costa Rica had Keylor Navas.
Brilliant save! Uncharted waters for Costa Rica.
Costa Rica came out of the toughest group and now made it to the top 8. A historic campaign. 4 teams were already through. It was time to know the other 4, and France faced Nigeria. This time it was more normal, where France with Pogba and Griezmann won 2-0. Nigeria was eliminated and France qualified. This team managed by Didier Deschamps was a real title contender. Besides Pogba and Griezmann, they also had Benzema, Giroud, Evra, Varane and others. And France's next opponent would be the winner of the match between Germany and Algeria. Just imagine, everyone expected Germany to qualify easily, but when the game started, everyone was shocked, cause Algeria started playing better. They dominated the attacks, and still in the first half, they scored, but it was offside. Germany was completely disorganized and couldn't score, so time passed and the game remained 0-0. It was another game going to extra time. Germany wasn't playing well, it looked like it was going to penalties. But early in extra time,
Andre Schürrle! Germany make the breakthrough!
Germany took the lead. Then Algeria continued having some attacks, but at the 120th minute, Germany scored again. Minutes later, Algeria finally scored, but it was too late and Germany advanced to the quarterfinals. It was gonna be Germany versus France. So now there were only 2 teams left to qualify. Argentina against Switzerland and Belgium against the United States. And if we saw intense games, these were no different. Argentina with Messi faced Switzerland, and even though Argentina had a stronger team, the match was very balanced. Switzerland even could have scored the opener, but he did this. Dude, what's this? Both keepers were playing very well and didn't let the ball pass. Even though Argentina started dominating more, the Swiss keeper was saving everything and the match went an extra time. The game seemed to be going to penalties, but Di Maria wouldn't let that happen. So in the 117th minute,
it's found Messi, and Messi's away. Lionel Messi for Argentina. Real chance, and it's a goal! Michael Di Maria for Argentina!
Argentina advanced to the quarterfinals. And now there was only one more country to qualify. Belgium or the United States? Belgium had several good players, but the United States had a keeper named Tim Howard.
Just on again, and Tim's in again from left back. Typically done is Morales. Origi, again, Origi. Howard tries to turn it goals. Morales, Marco, and another.
Howard didn't let Belgium score, and the match went an extra time. Yes, they held a tie for 90 minutes. Just a little more and it would go to penalties. But Howard was finally defeated.
Penalty area. Lukaku with his first touch. Oh, he tried to get in for Bruyne. De Bruyne might still get in here and does! And finally, Belgium have the goal!
1-0, and Howard continued making saves. But minutes later, Lukaku scored. At least in the end, the US scored. But they were eliminated and Belgium went to the quarterfinals. But in this game, Howard entered history. He broke a record for the most saves in a single match in World Cup history. So now from the 32 teams, 24 were eliminated, 8 still standing. Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, France, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia and Costa Rica. 8 teams for only 4 spots. Teams that will do everything they can to be in a Final Four. So the first quarterfinals match finally came. France against Germany. 2 giant European teams. On one side, Didier Deschamps' France with Griezmann, Pogba, Benzema, Lloris, and on the other, Joachim Löw's Germany with Klose, Ozil, Müller, Philipp Lahm, Neuer, Kroos, and many others. And because of Germany's match against Algeria, everyone saw that France had a lot of chances of qualifying. And early in the game, Benzema already missed a good chance. But at the 12th minute,
Throws to take.
And fighting ball in! Opening goal, Germany!
Germany scored the opener. Now the pressure was on France, who went all in and tried to equalize. But there was Manuel Neuer.
Valbuena! What a save! Benzema! Matuidi. Karim Benzema!
So with that only goal scored by Hummels, Germany was the first to qualify for the semi-finals. France eliminated, and their opponent in the semi-final would be the winner of the match between Brazil and Colombia. Against Colombia, Brazil was undefeated in the last 12 matches. It was an opponent they were used to play against. Brazil was confident.
Paulinho is renowned for his aerial prowess. It's in towards Luiz and it's bundled in. Thiago Silva, the captain for Brazil.
Brazil started strong and after that continued attacking. But early in the second half, the first loss came. Thiago Silva received the yellow card. It seemed normal, but the problem was that with this yellow card, he was out of the semi-final. Brazil was gonna lose their captain for the most important match. And after that, Brazil's presence in the semi-final was confirmed.
It is David Luiz. Oh, extraordinary goal! Brazil lead 2-0 in this World Cup quarter-final.
What a goal! Then Colombia scored from a penalty, but couldn't do anything else and the Brazilians were already celebrating. But then...
So Neymar is carried off on a stretcher, which is a worrying sight for this football-mad nation.
World Cup hosts Brazil have been dealt a major blow in their bid to take the trophy, as star forward Neymar has been ruled out of the rest of the tournament due to injury.
Neymar suffered a knee to the back and fractured a vertebra, so he was officially out of the World Cup. In the semi-final, Brazil would be without their number 10 and without their captain. So now Brazil and Germany qualified and the next match was between Argentina and Belgium. 2 teams that hadn't reached the semi-final in over 2 decades. It was gonna be a huge match. And Belgium had a solid defense. But just 8 minutes in...
Messi has done a full 180-degree turn there before finding Di Maria. It's into the area to Higuain! Goal! Argentina score in the 8th minute of the game, and it is Gonzalo Higuain!
Higuain scores the opener. Argentina takes the lead. After that, they didn't let Belgium pose much of a threat. They only shot from outside the box, and in the second half, Higuain almost scored again, but hit the crossbar. So Belgium couldn't score, and by just 1-0, Argentina advanced to the semi-finals. Belgium eliminated. Now there was just one more quarter-final match. Netherlands against Costa Rica. The winner would face Argentina in a semi-final. And if Keylor Navas had been a hero until then, in this match he played even better.
It's going to be Snyder who hits it, lifts it above the wall! And a clawing Cracking save away by Keylor Navas.
And if Navas didn't save, the post helped.
He has gone for goal. He's hit the post to play it in. Oh, right across the face of goal. Up off the crossbar. Breaks wide. Schneider gets the silhouette. He's hit the crossbar.
So even with 20 shots, the Netherlands didn't score and the match went to penalties. Everything was gonna be decided there. What a pressure. Costa Rica was just one penalty shootout away from the semi-finals. And the Dutch manager decided to make a not decision. He brought another keeper just for the penalty shootout. So the keeper, Tim Krul, had one task: put the Netherlands in a semi-final. It was literally the only time he was having a chance in the World Cup. And he didn't let the Dutch fans down.
Tim Krul will watch and bounce. And here comes Ruiz, and Krul gets down and saves it this time.
Then everyone kept scoring. But in the last penalty,
here's a moment. It's Amana who steps up. Oh, and Krul has saved it! It's Krul for the Dutch! It's Kruller for Costa Rica! The Dutch are through to the semi-finals!
after topping the group of death and reaching the quarterfinals, Costa Rica was finally eliminated. So now from 32 teams, only 4 remained: Brazil, Argentina, Germany and the Netherlands. 4 teams with 2 spots and the semi-finals began, with the first match being the home team against Germany. It was July 8, 2014, and 2 of the biggest national teams would be competing for a spot in the final. On one side, the 5-time champion Brazil playing at home, but without its captain and without its number 10. On the other, a strong Germany that struggled in some matches. So Neymar would be replaced by Bernard, and Thiago Silva by Dante, who was playing in the Bundesliga, and it was said that he knew the Germans. So the match began, and it was Brazil who started attacking, had the first corner and even a first shot. Started really well, but just 11 minutes in, Germany had its first corner.
Germany's first corner. Plenty of height on it, it's gone through! Germany score! It's exactly what Brazil was dreading. Brazil 0, Germany 1 in the 11th minute from their first corner.
Müller was alone in the middle of the box and Germany scored the opener. But what nobody imagined was that soon after, Brazil would have the worst 6 minutes of its history.
Oh, and a mistake in defence here could let Kroos in. A chance of a second for Germany. Brazil in real trouble. They're in dire trouble now. Germany are looking good for the final on Sunday. They might get another one here. It's 3-0. Oh, it might get worse. This is 4. This is quite astonishing. It's all over now. It really is all over for Brazil. And they're here again. There's 3 forward. Khedira, Özil, they're queuing up. They're all going to score at this rate.
Between the 23rd and the 29th minute, Brazil suffered 4 goals. It was 4 goals in 6 minutes, something simply unimaginable. Brazil was virtually eliminated in the first half, 5-0. All of the over 50,000 fans couldn't believe what was happening. And for the second half, Scolari made changes that improved them. But in Germany's goal was Manuel Neuer.
Surely they're going to get one of it. Ramirez again. No, Neuer. Oh, Neuer, Paulinho. Is Neuer going to be beaten today?
Brazil simply couldn't score, and with Schürrle, Germany humiliated even more.
Back into Lahm. Square. 6-0 it is. But they might have number 7 here now. They have got 7.
7-0. At least in the end, Brazil scored a so-called consolation goal to end the game 7-1.
He raises his arm, boos ring around. The only word you can think of is total disbelief right now.
Germany was in the World Cup final, but they had the least celebrated qualification ever. Knowing the humiliation just made, they were only consoling the Brazilian players. After all, this was simply the biggest defeat in the history of the Brazil national team, the biggest defeat in a World Cup semi-final, and the biggest defeat of a host country. A match that will never be forgotten.
They're absolutely deflated and they cannot comprehend what has just happened.
7-1 is unbelievable.
The worst thing I've ever seen.
So Germany was in the final, and in the final they would face either the Netherlands or Argentina. So they entered the field, and knowing what just happened in the other match, they were more careful, defending more than attacking. Argentina had better chances, but nothing that posed much of a threat. So no one scored, the match went an extra time and remained 0-0. It was gonna be decided on penalties. The second penalty shootout for the Dutch. And now it was the Argentine keeper who had his best night.
Flair for the Netherlands. Saved by Romero. Wesley Sneijder. Oh, what a save! What a save!
Romero saved twice, and the Dutch keeper this time was Silesen, who didn't save any. So on the last shot,
and so Maxi Rodriguez is charged with this highly charged moment. It's in, and Argentina are real bound.
Argentina qualified. Now from 32 countries, only 2 remained and the World Cup final was set. Argentina against Germany. The last time Argentina had won the World Cup, it was precisely against Germany, and the last time Germany won, it was against Argentina. This was gonna be the third final between them. The first was won by Argentina, the second by Germany, and now they were heading to the Maracanã Stadium to compete for the greatest trophy. Oh, and many people don't even remember, but before that, there was a third place playoff and Brazil lost 3-0 to the Netherlands. The Dutch got the bronze medal. Now it was time to determine the champion.
Germany and Argentina, perhaps planet football's greatest intercontinental rivalry.
Germany hadn't won a World Cup in 24 years and Argentina in 28 years. But more than that, both teams were trophyless since the 90s. Germany's last title was Euros 96 and Argentina was Copa America 1993. But now on July 13, 2014, one of them would win the greatest title. So the match began and Argentina started attacking more. And there was a moment that could have changed the entire history of the tournament.
Oh, that's a terrible backheader into the path of Higuain, who should have opened the scoring.
A missed shot that would stay forever in the minds of the Argentinians. But later, Higuain didn't miss.
Away from Boateng, look at the space here for Lavezzi. Lavezzi, Higuain! Flags up, flags up. He doesn't know it yet, it's not a goal, it's not a goal.
Offside. There was a second big chance and at any moment Argentina could score the opener. But Germany also had a big chance, hitting a post. The ball didn't want to go in, so the first half ended and as soon as the match resumed,
rolled through here for Lionel Messi.
Messi now had the chance of his life. It was time to score the opener.
Lionel Messi, flag has stayed down and Messi has rolled it past the far post.
What a miss. The draw continued and the chances became less and less often. So the manager Joachim Löw made his first tactical substitution, taking off Klose to put in the young Mario Götze, and the match went to extra time. And again, both teams had good chances, but they missed. Nobody was able to score, and in a matter of minutes, the World Cup would be decided on penalties. But at the 112th minute, the young player that was subbed in made history.
Aimed in for Götze! Mario Götze for Germany! 112 minutes! They find a way!
Mario Götze scored the most important goal in Germany's history, and it was too late for Argentina to equalize. Messi tried in a free kick but missed it, so the referee blew the final whistle.
Now, Germany are the champions of the world! Once more, this irrepressible nation has found its way to the top of the globe!
1954, 1974, 1990, and by just 1-0 over Argentina, Germany won the 2014 World Cup. Messi won the Best Player award, but finished with a bitter second place, and Philipp Lahm lifted the greatest trophy, crowning an incredible campaign.